Just for the art industry, all your commission dealers, buckle up. Only in the art industry, there was no D2C or C2C market. So which means we allow everyone to create a profile and publish their artworks, and buyer and seller acting directly. We have the same situation here than in any other countries. They can't get any exposure. That like Syria, Pakistan, countries in Africa, remote countries everywhere in the world, we're looking at artists, they're hardly making their own living at all. So we have to make it affordable. Not a single country left where we don't have somebody with an ARTMO profile.
Mr. Klaus, thank you for joining us this evening. I have to say, more than excited, I'm curious to know what exactly is happening in the art world right now and what amazing stuff ARTMO is doing for the community. So before getting into the conversation, because I know it's going to be a long conversation now, so before getting into it, can we know why and how ARTMO was built and what went behind the scenes of ARTMO?
Yeah, thank you for having me, firstly. And the trigger, the initial point where ARTMO was born as an idea was when I was visiting an exhibition at the Nanjing Art University. So when art students finish their studies, they have an exhibition and they show their masterpieces. So talking to these artists on totally amazing artworks, and they said, yeah, you're going to be a great artist. And they say, no, I'm going to go and working in a bar, and serving beer, because they can't make a living, right? So there is plenty of potential with artists who don't have a chance to get going, and I'm an art lover my whole life. And I had a business before in Australia. It was an online shop, made a nice and successful exit, and so that's the picture which comes together, and that's something we need to do. An art online platform, like community-driven.
And what went behind the scenes of building ARTMO, like team building? How did you build this? Where did you start from?
Yeah, look, it was quite a while back, 2017, when this happened, what I just explained, this situation. And then I was still working in Shanghai. And so for almost about 1.5, almost 2 years, we were just like digging into the industry, saying where are the pain points, what is not out there, what might be needed. So we were not online at that. And then at 2019, the business model was actually clear. We went online with our platform, and from 2019 with 2023, we've built it ARTMO completely up where it is today. So that was the thing. And the team, it was just myself and 2 co-founders, Konrad, as an art enthusiast, an IT freak, Nick, my second co-founder, a financial professional, and we didn't make any money. We didn't pay ourselves any money. You totally in that space where you say we have to build the product first. Everyone was enthusiastic. Well, that was the situation, and then from there it grew. We had a couple of funding rounds, seed rounds, which took us where we are today.
So, as you said, you are an art lover yourself, and until now, we see art or artists as, we cannot see it as a sustainable career.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem I figured out when I was at this exhibition at the Nanjing Art University, right? So how can they make a living? The problem is this. In the art world, if you want to become a selling artist, you have to be a selling artist first. How should that work? It's pretty simple. Galleries representing artists only if they see a chance of sales. They are literally commission dealers. So the gallery offline takes 50% commission. So they only take products in if they see a chance of sale. How can you get there if you have never done any sales and you're a great artist? So that's the problem, that the entire market and gallery representing artists is literally saturated by already established artists. So, and this is where we break in. We say, okay, we need to give them a platform where they can grow from there, where they have a chance to make sales. They still need to be patient and they need to be active, but on ARTMO that's possible.
So, ARTMO is creating a sustainable career out of a passion?
We cannot promise, art at the end of the day is whether a buyer likes it or not, but it is at the end of the day the only place where literally every artist in the world has a chance to reach out to the world and to show their artworks. And finally also have a chance to find a gallery to represent them once they make sales.
Getting into NFTs, digital, all of a sudden could be challenging and could be scary as well. How does ARTMO overcome this challenge?
Yeah, ARTMO, first of all, the shortest explanation is actually it's a social art network. So imagine a LinkedIn for the art world. So it's fully social, everything you expect from a social network, you have it, it's free to join, you create your profile, and then you can start your own store. So you get your store page up, and then you can publish your artworks. So, and there are three different types of art. We have physical art, like sculptures and paintings and photography, and then we have digital art, and then we have NFT. On ARTMO, it doesn't really matter which type of medium you use as an artist, you can publish it. Whether you're a photographer or a painter or a sculptor, you can do it.
And can you share an example how one has successfully used ARTMO?
This is the story where really my heart gets warmed. It was when we had the very first sale made in the marketplace on ARTMO. It was an 18-year-old art student from India. So, and there was a buyer from the UK purchased that on the marketplace for $50. And she got so excited, she didn't know what to do. She said, oh, well, what's next? What's next? I've never done that before. So we had to guide her through the shipping process and everything. That's what we do. We help them. So that was quite heartwarming. And since then, we have seen sales starting from $50 to $5,000. And the most expensive artworks on ARTMO actually around $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. But we are in the space of contemporary art, saying like created by living artists in this price segment. You know, we are not for the established artists who are already represented by a gallery.
And as we know that art is often personal and sometimes also influenced by the culture. While ARTMO catering to over 200 countries, how do you manage to cater to all these different global audience?
This is more a tech question, just because you have filters. So if you want to see who else is on ARTMO, I live in Dubai, let's say I want to talk to people, I want maybe go together to an exhibition, you can find on ARTMO exhibitions. So let's start from there. And so next weekend, let's see what's going on. You check what exhibitions are running at the moment in Dubai, and then if you don't have any friends, you check, who lives here, let's go together. So we have filters for all of that. And of course, you need to tick the filter. You see, I only want to see exhibitions from Dubai. I only want to meet people from Abu Dhabi. I only want to do something in London while I'm traveling. That's easy. It's easy possible. So we cater the content to the location of the users.
And also there was one statement saying ARTMO's key promise is removing barriers for artists. Yeah. How does the platform gives better access and affordability to the both artists and collectors?
Yeah, barriers here for artists are that artists are only accepted by galleries, offline galleries, as I said, if they are already selling artists, but they don't really have a chance to get there. It takes them probably 10 or 20 or their whole life until they're being accepted from a gallery. And galleries take 50% commission. So now let's look at the online space. Online art pages are usually shops. They charge 30 to 40% commission. So all of that are commission dealers. And the commission dealer business concept is a business concept on the past. Let me ask you just one question. Is there any industry left in the world where there is no D2C or C2C market, direct to consumer or consumer to consumer? Today, you can buy everything online. From the producer, from the deliverer, you can do that, whether it's service or product. Only in the art industry, there was no D2C or C2C market. So which means we allow everyone to create a profile and publish their artworks, and buyer and seller acting directly. So buyer have the benefit that they really can get in contact to an artist. Give me one more example to that. This is very important. If you go to a gallery and you say, hey, let me talk to the artist, usually they say, oh, no. They don't want to be circumvented in terms of their commission. right? It's an obsolete business model. You type in the name of the artist, you Google them, you have a second later their Instagram and Facebook, and you can contact them directly anyway. So ours is a community-driven, open art space.
So that's what my next question was. I think you are answering before
Yeah.
before questioning. So it was all about how do you differentiate ARTMO from other marketplaces?
This is exactly the point. So ARTMO is, believe it or not, at least right now, we don't know what's cooking somewhere in the basement, but the world's first direct and secondary marketplace for art, where also private sellers can publish and sell their artworks. If you own an artwork, if you want to sell it, where can you do it? You go to the gallery where you have purchased it, they don't take it in for sales. You're sitting on something which is unsellable. So on ARTMO, also private owners can sell their artwork, which makes it a commodity which can be dealt with finally.
Well, my next question is my one of the favorite questions. What are your what are your thoughts on art auctions?
Yeah.
And do you see ARTMO potentially entering the auction space in the future?
Very interesting question. When we talk about art auctions, we're talking about big auction houses like Sotheby's and Christie's and others. Have a look what they are auction. We're talking about not contemporary art. So the definition of contemporary art means art created between the late 40s and today. So the artist is still alive. So it's not modern art, which is older. So they sell highly valued old masters, Picasso, whatever. It's very seldom that living artists having a price range for their artworks that auction houses get interested. That is a very tiny tip of the iceberg of the entire art world. So we are probably never going to do that. So if we talk about prices between $50 and $50,000, that's not the space for auctions.
When someone is interested in investments.
So do you see the smile on my face? That's what we do right now. So I told you earlier, we don't consider us any longer a startup. We consider us a business in the growth phase. I'm here in Dubai now for a little while to raise funds, which we already have done successfully. We're going to close our current funding round hopefully soon. And I'm not talking about return on investment here because that's not the point for investors. But if somebody gets curious about it, easy to contact me. Go on artmo.com, scroll all the way to the bottom. You find About. Click on About, you find the team, you see me, and there's my email address and everything. And then just shoot me an email, send me a message, find me on LinkedIn, Klaus Rasche. So there you find me.
Now that we are in Dubai, how do you see the GCC market in the art industry?
That's a very interesting question, and it's a point where I'm actually working on actively since I'm in Dubai now already the fourth time. ARTMO is an online platform, and we want to stay like that. We don't really want to go in the offline space, but everyone knows that, especially in the GCC region, there is a lot of money spent in sports marketing. This is for promotion and marketing purposes for the region. Why haven't they started the same idea of promotional and marketing approaches in the art world? Because there is no gateway in the art world to do that similar. So I would love to speak to someone from the Department of Culture and Tourism to talk about promotional and marketing collaboration, which has nothing to do with investment. And then we would probably consider to run one offline space, parallel here in the region, to probably create an art award, an international art award, which is then sponsored by the Department of Culture and Tourism. When this becomes marketing and promotion collaboration, okay, then we can think about it. But the purpose and the business model will still be online.
Do you see the potential here? Like, are there artists still?
It's actually, to be honest, of course we are in Dubai right now, but look, there's no country left in the world where we don't have a user from, right? So what's the potential in Mozambique, in Papua New Guinea, in Bhutan, in those countries where we have users from? It's the same as everywhere. The entire local art market is saturated by commission-taking galleries, and they only support selling artists. We come back to the initial problem. We need to find a different angle to support local art. I would love to have a new category on ARTMO like Arabic art. We have the same situation here than in any other countries. They can't get any exposure. They can't have enough reach. So if we're going to do something here, we would focus on emerging artists.
So the next question is, what factors do you consider when selecting an art piece to be transformed into an NFT on ARTMO?
Very interesting question. We don't do that. Let me explain that. We have physical artworks, digital artworks, and NFT. NFTs on ARTMO are not for the purpose of speculation. NFT became big 2 years ago when a platform like OpenSea started dealing with NFTs. It was dealt like stocks. People wanted to make money. It was not for the purpose of showing art. We have an NFT function on our page. So if an artist is uploading, let's say, a physical artwork, a painting, by one click, the artist can create a digital twin of that physical artwork as an authentication and can sell it together with the physical artwork. Let's say they sell a physical artwork for $1,000, then they probably can sell on top for another $50, the NFT with it as a digital authentication. That's how we do it with that. Not for speculation purposes, for authentication purposes.
And for any brand, keeping the community engaged is a very big task. And ARTMO's standout feature is that they focus on the community to keep them engaged. How do you do that?
Engagement is a very big point. Let's assume you have a LinkedIn profile, right? So you don't really need it because you have a wonderful and awesome job. So why don't you delete it? So you keep it because it's a theme-based social network. Some users on LinkedIn might not go back to the profile for a year or even longer, only when there is a reason to do that. ARTMO is also a theme-based social network. So if we have an art lover who's not even interested in buying and selling, they might only log into their profile once they want to go again for a museum or gallery and checking out what's going on. So engagement has to be seen different in theme-based networks. However, I can give you a number. The average time users spent on the page is 6 minutes. That is a number which really plays with the big guys. LinkedIn has an average user time of 7 minutes, Facebook has 10 minutes, Pinterest has 5.5 minutes. So we play here on a very high level. And engagement always happens when something is happening. When there is a new exhibition coming, people get notification emails about it. No, that's the situation. We have a very low churn rate. People usually don't delete their profiles at all.
And we see a shift from traditional art to digital art nowadays, from graphics and everything.
Look, there is actually, sorry to say that, but there is no shift. Let me explain that. If you're a painter or sculptor, you not become all of a sudden a tech nerd and start doing digital art on a computer. Yeah? You have your medium you use. Digital art is not a transformation from physical artists to digital artists. It's a complete new species of artists coming out and have never done a painting, have never done a sculpture, and doing it all digitally. It's a new species of artist, and we have seen awesome digital art, absolute fantastic. And you need to be in the same way creative, and you need to create something incredibly appealing. It's just a new species. And they're out there, and they can also go on ARTMO and rave and reach out to the world.
After creating ARTMO, do you still see any gap in the market?
That sounds very, very arrogant, what I'm going to say now. I don't see any gaps anymore because we filled them. We filled them all with a community-driven open platform. So everything you can think of, you can do it on ARTMO. And I'll give you one example. Education. What kind of education can an artist have? You have either studied art, or you an artist by nature, and most artists are artists by nature. They have never studied art. So we have an education space on ARTMO, master classes. So we have top instructors, top masters recruited through our user base, giving master classes on art genres, on how to promote yourself as an artist, what are the best painting techniques, etc., etc., etc. So this education space is something which we occupied just 2 months ago. That would have been the last space, I would say, and I can't really see anything else left because if something pops out, we're going to do it on ARTMO. We have an open platform.
Literally loved how you spoke about your brand and everything. I mean, this is something every artist must know what is happening in the art industry, and they have a support like you. Before getting into our last question, can you just brief us about what are the services you provide for the artists and the collectors both?
Look, with since we don't take sales commission, right? The question is, how do we make money? So instead of having sales commission, and again, we're talking about 30 to 50% commission in all of the places. This is also very impactful for art buyers. Many art buyers don't even know that there's so much commission on their sales price. So what we do instead, we have a subscription model. So if you have your music app, for example, you have a free basic and you see advertising and stuff, it's the same on ARTMO. So you can sign up for your marketplace store with a free subscription. You can only publish a limited number of artworks and then you can upgrade. So with the basic profile, you can publish 5 artworks and then you sign up for Plus, Pro or Lifetime. Now the question is, how much do I have to pay for that? And I'll tell you what, the Plus subscription, which allows you to publish 20 artworks is, and now listen carefully, $1.60 a month. I said, wow, is that possible? First of all, it's affordable. Look at countries, again, let me tell you that, like Syria, Pakistan, countries in Africa, remote countries everywhere in the world, we're looking at artists, they're hardly making their own living at all. So we have to make it affordable. How it works for ARTMO, it's pretty simple. We have advertising on the platform. We have masterclasses on, not entirely for free, although they only cost $1. So for us, the business model is small payments and a very high number of users. That's for the business guys, so that's how it works. And if I'm going to talk to a potential investor, be surprised about our ROI. Happy to tell you.
Even though I know about the cost of getting into ARTMO and getting the subscription, again, wow, how affordable is it for the artist, upcoming artist? It is, please.
If you can't even afford $1.60 a month. To be honest, we have artists on the platform and we know that even $1.60 is too much for them. If you live in a remote country in Africa, at the end of the world or whatever, you don't even have more than $50 a month to buy food, The basic marketplace store is for free. You don't pay a penny, only when there are sales, you're going to get your money.
I also want to know that which of the countries are, now growing with the artists.
I'm happy you asked that, actually. Some might think, when they think about the art industry, they think about Western Europe, they think about North America. No, our fastest growing community we have seen for the last 12 months was India. Extremely accelerating, and then what we see right now coming up is Indonesia, Thailand, Papua New Guinea, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, South Korea. So we are very strong in Asia and Southeast Asia, and that's probably because there you have many, many more like young emerging artists who are also digital natives and don't hesitate to sign up and check it out. So we're happy about this growth from these regions. That's what ARTMO was built for. Africa, the entire Africa is growing.
Other than these countries, any other upcoming or, you see the potential there, but they still haven't come out?
Look, sometimes we get surprised ourselves. It was really unpredictable when we started, when we went live in 2019. You won't believe this $1.60 a month, we get paid subscription from Pakistan, Libya, Syria, countries where there is so much trouble in the country, and we have many of free basic profiles from there. We can't really predict that, but one prediction I'm going to make. 20 years ago, China was an inspiring and booming market for also international brands. What happened in China 20 years ago, today people say it's Indonesia. Indonesia has a very young population. Indonesia has a very positive attitude within young people for their future. And I can tell you what, the next fastest growing community we might come from Indonesia. But however, wherever you're from, again, not a single country left where we don't have somebody with an ARTMO profile.
With that, my last question is, what one piece of advice would you give to the upcoming artists who are looking to turn their passion into a full-time profession?
Yeah, that is be realistic. Even on ARTMO, you won't just for overnight become a selling artist who can make a living. That's not how it works. You have at least a chance to get a foothold. You have at least a chance to get out there and you make your very first 1, 2, or 3 sales, maybe in the first 2 or 3 years where you start promoting yourself. But you need to be active. You need to be active on ARTMO. You can write articles, you have an activity feed, you can post like on any other social network. You can follow others, you can connect even with galleries. And also go outside ARTMO. Promote your ARTMO profile on your social channels. And tell your social followers on Instagram and Facebook, hey, I'm here. There you can find my artworks. That's what you need to do. And at the end of the day, we have to look at the art you create as an artist. That's a matter of taste. It's not a matter of price or who is the artist. At the very end, if you're an art buyer, you simply need to like it. And there is no such thing like good or bad art. It's a matter of taste.
And you need to be consistent with that to actually make it a full-time profession. And with that, I think we have finished with the questions. But is there anything you want to add on it?
Not really. Let me think. Just for the art industry, all your commission dealers, buckle up. Yeah, so we're really very disruptive with what we do. And this disruptive potential we have, it will last for a very, very long time because those commission dealers cannot just change their business model overnight. The key is community-driven platform. And we have seen that in the past, that those business models have accelerated and have grown over time pretty big and worldwide. And the key is a worldwide platform. We have 23 languages on ARTMO. We were international right from the start. So, yeah.
And also, if someone wants to get in touch with you personally from our audience, where can they get in touch?
Once you create your profile, which is done in a few clicks, you have direct messaging. Yeah, so you can follow my profile, Klaus, Klaus, surname Rasche, Rasche. So you find my profile and then you follow me, and then you can send me a connection request, or you can send me a message. If you want to connect with me without creating your profile first, scroll all the way down, go to contact, click on contact, an email pops out, and just say, hey Klaus, how's it going? Send it out. We're already approaching very fast 1 million users. We can see this is already happening quite soon, so it's growing. Contacting me is the easiest way.
So this is a good chance for all the artists out there to get to a wider audience and a global audience with ARTMO. I think this is a very nice your initiative, and it's beautiful to see your brands flourishing.
It goes with passion as an art lover, and the same counts for our team. If you look at our team, you can also find that on our homepage. If you click on About and see Team, you can see that everyone is kind of extremely passionate because they have more or less a kind of art history, or they're art lovers, or art media is what our CPO has studied actually, and one of our marketing managers has a master in arts marketing. So that's what we are. A passionate team.
Mr. Klaus, again, I have to say what a beautiful initiative you have taken for the community. It's a great help for the upcoming artists, young artists, 18 plus of course. It is a great platform. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was great talking to you.
Thank you for having me.